Hi, Julie Reynolds. Coastal Coffee Roasters. Okay, I have another really great guest.
Hi, Julie. I'm Jenae Katsanis, and I am a kindergarten teacher at Pinewood Preparatory School here in Summerville. I've been teaching for 26 years, and most of those years have been at Pinewood.
This is really special because here where we live, school is just started. Like yesterday, I think the first school in our area started rolling out, and now all the counties are going to start up either this week and next week. So this is really special to me to have my first teacher that I'm actually sitting down with to highlight that profession, because I don't feel like you guys get enough credit.
Thank you.
Tell us how you got into it.
It's interesting. I really always wanted to be a teacher. Even when I was a little girl, I used to play school all the time with my stuffed animals in in my bedroom, and pretend it was a classroom. And so I kind of just always knew that's what I wanted to do, went to college for that. I briefly thought I was going to go into secondary education and teach middle school, high school. Tried that for a year, and it just wasn't the best fit for me. So I went back and got my master's in early childhood education, and that is my place. Kindergartners are my people. And I love it. It is a labor of love.
How did you know the kindergarten? I know there's so many different levels of teaching and so many topics. How did you know that that's where you belong?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think every teacher that I know, they've kind of been able to find the space that's right for them. And for me, kindergarten is like a magical year. They come in basically knowing the letters of the alphabet, and by the end of the year they're reading, they can write sentences, they're adding, they're subtracting, we're doing fun science experiments. So there's a lot of incredible learning that's going on, but it's also such a fun stage. They're joyful, they love school, their brains are just like a sponge. They just soak it all up, and it's just really a joy to be part of it and to watch it happen.
How did you find Pinewood, and how long have you been there?
I'm starting to lose track. I think this is going to be my 19th year at Pinewood, wow. But I first was a Pinewood parent. So when we moved here, our oldest son was starting second grade, so he went to Pinewood, and then his younger brother and sister went there. So all three of my kids went all the way through and graduated from Pinewood. But I always say I fell in love with that school first as a parent. Just loved it, and I love the family feel of it, and it kind of feels like a village where everybody's looking out for each other. So I loved it first that way, and then when I got the opportunity to start teaching there, it was just like a dream come true.
It takes a special person to do that. I mean, you have to have a lot of patience and really, how do you deal with that? Was that just natural?
I think so. I think for all of us, whatever our gifts are, there are certain things that make us good at what we do. And I definitely think patience is part of it. For all lower school, elementary school teachers, you definitely have to have a lot of patience. But there's also so much joy in it. These kids are smart and hilarious and adorable. So it really, I don't want to make it sound like I'm just skipping around whistling happy tunes all the time, but I kind of am. I can really say after all these years, I look forward to going to work, and it's a happy place.
What do you think people don't know about some of the behind the scenes things? I don't think people realize, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they realize that the teachers bring a lot supplies and stuff to their classroom and things like that.
We do. I think every teacher I know, they spend a lot of money on their classroom because it's also like a second home. So they want it to be, beautiful and welcoming and all of those things. And that's definitely part of what every teacher's doing is, getting supplies for their classroom sometimes, getting little gifts and things for their students, and I think that's just part of it.
How do you think teachers can get that, though, Jenae, from without having it to come out of their pocket. Do you think there's a solution for that? Or is like, I mean, I've seen some teachers do like Amazon Wish or something like that.
I've seen teachers do an Amazon wish list, and I think that can be a great thing, because one of the things that I have found is, by and large, the parents are so supportive. They want to help, and they don't always know how they can help. And sometimes those Amazon wish lists are a great way for parents. I've had parents say to me before, "What do you need? Please tell me. I want to get something for your classroom." And so sometimes those Amazon wish lists can be a great way to do it. But I do think it would be nice if there were maybe some, foundations or organizations, maybe there are more than I know, that would help teachers, especially young teachers that are just starting out, who aren't in a place to, spend a lot of money on their own classrooms. Some sort of foundation that could help teachers get started with some of the things they need, because the schools just aren't able to provide everything right at one time.
What about, I don't think people realize too, all the extra hours. It isn't like when those hours when their children are dropped off and they're under your care and then they go home. I don't think people realize, even going into this wanting to be a teacher, or just people knowing teachers, I don't think they realize.
There's definitely a lot of hours outside of school hours that go into it. I mean, I think teaching, the thing that's so unique about having a job as a teacher is, obviously all during the day you are teaching, and so you are not able to do lesson plans, prepare all the materials that you need during the work hours, because you're teaching during that time. So absolutely, teachers are staying late after school, or sometimes coming in on the weekends, or taking things home, just because there's no other time to do it.
Well, and like homework, and then you have to plan your lessons, and there's meetings you have to attend, and it's not really that typical 9-to-5 career. I mean, this is a lifestyle. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it is a lifestyle.
Yes. 24/7.
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't you agree?
It is. It is definitely time consuming. But also, even with that, and there are times that it can be tiring for sure, but even with that, there's a certain way that I and all the teachers I know want their classrooms to run, and how they want it to be for their students. So that's just part of it. If you don't put that time into it outside of school, you're not going to have it the way you want it. And we want it to be exactly what it needs to be for the kids.
What do you think the best part about being a teacher is?
It's the kids, for sure. I mean, just like I said, they love to learn, and that's what I love about these 5 and 6-year-olds that are in my classroom. They love to learn. It's so exciting for them, and they can do so much more than I think a lot of people think they can. They're capable of being independent, and their brains are just so smart. They're ready to do amazing things, and so that for me is the joy in it, just helping to guide them to become the best version of themselves and do things they never thought they'd be able to do. It's exciting to be part of that.
And no pressure there, Jenae, to be their first teacher that they will ever have in most cases if they don't go to preschool.
Right,
I mean,
right.
The first teacher.
You know what, I do think, now kindergarten was different when I was in kindergarten, because it was, I think, like 3 hours a day, and more like, I think we probably played with Play-Doh, and kindergarten's a lot different than that now. But
let's stop there for a second.
Oh, okay.
How do you think that has changed? Because now that's kind of, I'm thinking the same thing. It's like the duck, duck, goose thing outside.
Yes.
It's not doing electronics or all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think really kindergarten's probably what first grade used to be, because like I said, they were learning to read and write, but also I do feel that they're ready for it. I mean, it's amazing the things that they can do. So it's definitely changed over the years, for sure.
What about technology? I mean, like the computers and all that. Do we start in kindergarten now?
We've kind of changed on that. We used to, technology had been an important piece in the classroom, and we had tablets for all of the kids to do learning activities, not just to play on. But really over the last few years, probably since a little bit after COVID, we've kind of backed away from that because one of the things that we're finding is these kids spend so much time on screens, at home. A lot of these children get a lot of screen time, and I think they need to have less of that and not more. So we, now the older grades, of course, at Pinewood are using technology all the time to create projects and study and all of those things. But for the little ones, we've kind of backed away from that because I think they just have too much of it in their lives right now.
What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite part of your day? Like, is it nap time when they all have to take a nap? Do they still take naps?
It's in kindergarten. We call it rest time. It's only about 30 minutes. Really, nobody sleeps but it is quiet time. I put on quiet music and they can look at a book and just kind of lay quietly, just time to regroup.
I think we all need that.
I know. Once they get in first grade, they don't have rest time anymore, and I think they end up missing it. I think everybody would, no matter what age, I want to have a rest mat out and lay down at some point during the day.
Oh, that's a fun idea for a teacher to take a mat.
That's right. Maybe I need to get my own rest mat.
What is your? I didn't mean to interrupt. What is your favorite part of the day?
My favorite probably is when we're doing language arts. I love seeing them start to turn letters into individual sounds and then start to put those sounds together to be able to read words. And we do everything in really fun, hands-on ways. So, obviously some of it is paper and pencil because they're also learning to write. But a lot of it is just playing fun games and doing hands-on activities that they love and they're excited about. That's probably my favorite. I just love watching that happen.
Okay, I've known you for a good little bit now. Many years, over a decade now. Yes. I've known you. And I know that you have a huge heart. So Jenae, how do you hold it all together when you see them put their name together for the first time or something like that without sitting there and just bawling right in front of them?
I know. It is very touching, and I will say I have cried at the end of every school year since I've been teaching. Yeah, I could get kind of misty about it right now because one of my favorite books that we read in the classroom is called Our Class is a Family. And we really are. Over those 9 months of the school year, we become like a family. I'm probably spending more time with them than I am with my own family at that time.
And they're spending more time with you probably with their own families.
Exactly.
Especially nowadays, people are working all these jobs and hours and trying to just maintain life.
Yes, so we really do, we kind of fall in love with each other and we get to know each other so well, and it gets to the point where when they walk in the morning, I can just take one look at their face and see what kind of morning they're having. So it's hard at the end of the year. I think that's one of the hardest things about teaching. It's bittersweet. You're excited for them to move on. They're ready to fly to the next grade, but it's hard to say goodbye.
What about when they're older, Jenae, and they come back to you? What is that like? Because you've been there a minute.
Amazing.
You've seen a lot of children grow up.
Yes, and it's one of the things that's been so great about being at Pinewood because Pinewood is preschool through 12th grade. So I do get to see my students that are in high school. My first set of kindergartners that I had at Pinewood are in college now. But it's amazing.
What is that like? Like if you see them, because now social media, you can find anybody. So wonder if you're strolling or something and you see somebody that you remember way back then and you're looking at them now. What is that like to see them as an adult versus, wow, that kid wouldn't keep the bubble gum out of their hair, or, you know what I mean? And you look back now and go, wow.
Yeah, it is. It's wild, actually. But there are a lot of them that I'm still in touch with. I have one of my former students who's in college now is an incredible artist, and she painted this beautiful piece of artwork that I have on display in my classroom. So literally every day I see that and it makes me think of her, and she's all grown up now. But what is interesting, I feel who they are in kindergarten is who they are. Like I can already see in kindergarten, okay, that one's going to be AP calculus. You can just already see who is so smart and they just get everything right away, and who is athletic and who is maybe going to be into art or drama, and you can already just see their kind heart and the kind of person they're going to be. So a lot of times when I see them grown up, I think that's exactly who I thought you were going to be.
Okay, what advice would you give for the next rise of teachers that are following behind you?
It's definitely a labor of love, but if it's something that you feel called to do, it's really an amazing career. I mean, we all know, on the negative side, it's not something that you go into if you're hoping to make a ton of money. But it is such a rewarding career. I feel that it brings me more than I've ever given to it. It's just such a joyful thing to do. And it kind of just is in your blood. Every teacher that I know does it because they love it, and it's rewarding, and it can be exhausting sometimes and stressful sometimes. But I think for young people, if it's something that you really feel that you can see yourself doing, you're not gonna regret it.
Well, with that, she has a classroom to go get fixed, and I'm going to go because I have people to talk to. But for me and Jenae, Jenae, is there anything you want to add that I didn't ask? I usually ask my people that.
Oh, I just want to say I love Julie Reynolds. How about that? She's a sweet friend.
She loves me. I'm going to keep that in here. Okay. All right, we're going to go. See y'all later.
Bye. Aw.